neighborhood. So I was at 2:50 in the morning, I was out with my digital video and videotaping stuff, and I caught 3 guys doing an illegal deal, something illegal, and they came after me for my camera. And I stopped and talked with a girl who was flirting, and we talked together for about 5 minutes. So as I left that area, they were waiting between cars. And they had a guy, you know, getting my attention so I would notice it. So they jumped out with a crowbar, hit me here, busted the lip completely open so it was all the way through, took this part of these 3 teeth, you can see they're too high right now, crushed the bone all the way back under my tongue, so those 3 teeth sat under my tongue, had a board and whacked me in the eye here and split this eye all the way open to here. This is just a week ago, so you can see how it healed already. This whole lip and whole mouth was this big. Like this.
For a week, you look great.
That's right, a week ago today.
Wow, it's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, and you know, after I was hit with a crowbar, well, the board was first and the crowbar next, and they were out to get that tape. They didn't want anybody having that tape. Obviously, they could have gone to jail for it or something. So they were out to kill me as they needed to get that camera. So when I got hit and this came, and in that split second when my head's going back, it seemed like I had 5 minutes to think in that split second. And I realized that my teeth had been caved back, and I knew my jawbone had been gone. I had to go with it. And I'm falling backwards, and I realized that I had to spin and get away from those 2 guys because they would have kept crushing my face. So as I turned around, I got the crowbar across the shoulder. Didn't break the bone, but I got a huge, welt and abrasion there. And then as they're going down, they were Thai kickboxers, obviously, because they kicked my legs. I mean, I've got bruises and welts, whole thing's black and blue here. Tremendous sensitivity and pain, hardened area here. And when I hit the ground, I just started kicking. And I kicked some kneecaps. And that gave me enough time to get out and through, and I ran into a restaurant. And that was the end.
Oh my God. Did they get the camera?
Yeah.
No. I had it tied to my hand. So.
Oh, wow.
And so do you have pictures of them on the camera?
It didn't come out, it was too dark.
Uh-huh.
So they didn't know that, and I didn't know that.
You should never.
Because I went to the police to show it to them, and it was too dark. I couldn't see anything.
So they gave you anesthesia for that surgery?
Yes, I did take a local anesthetic to get the jawbone back, because they said, what they wanted to do, they just wanted to pull the 2 teeth and just leave the jawbone crushed. And I said, no. They said, well, the nerves to those teeth are completely, bruised and ruptured. There's no way they're going to recover. And I said, that's your opinion. Let's go ahead and try to put it back and see what happens. If it goes into necrosis, I'll have them removed in 6-10 weeks. But for right now, we're going to put it back in place. So I went into surgery for 2 hours, and I let them shoot me up with Novocaine 3 times, 3 spots to do it. And even with that little Novocaine, it was excruciating because it was unusual. Now, I don't know if the mandible plate here, the holes of the teeth, is normally soft, but there was no break in the bone. It just moved like a baby's. It stretched in, but still pulling it back took 2 hours to pull it back into place and hold it while they wired it. So it was pretty painful, even then.
So this never go out at 2:30 at night, take pictures.
Not like
You
that.
should never associate, go near them.
But you didn't see them. You didn't even notice them. You were
Oh yeah, I was
something else?
filming, and I saw these 3 guys doing their thing, and I started filming them. And when they saw me filming them, they got very upset.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
When one of them came after me with a bottle, and the other one stopped him. And obviously, they were planning from that moment to get me, to get the camera away.
And you realized that they would be coming after you?
Nope, had no shit. If I'd known that, I'd gone right into a restaurant immediately. Called the police.
But when you were videoing them, you saw the guy turn around and have a bottle? No?
No. They were there doing their thing, and I'm videotaping it, and they're in a dark area. And they started, yelling at me, and, covering their faces and yelling. So I just continued videotaping other people, and one of the guys, as I was looking at him as he was yelling and going like this, I was still videotaping, because it's, it's one of those digital, very small Canon, very expensive camera, videotaping them. He came after me, with a, picked up a bottle and started coming after me with it, and a friend just stopped him almost immediately. So didn't get within probably 15 feet of me. So, I just thought,
You just
okay,
figured it was
fine.
over with.
Yeah, I figured it was over.
What were you videotaping for? For a movie?
No, I was just getting some of Bangkok nightlife.
Oh.
So Aajonus, as far as the pain that you've been in since then,
Well, it's funny, I felt my teeth under my tongue, way under, way back at the, where the palate is, where that, I guess it's the palate back in here where the tongue meets. And I could feel the teeth back there, and I had no bite, because they ripped the teeth apart. This mandible would have been torn upward and stretched upward, and this is just crushed inward. But I had no pain. No pain.
no pain.
I mean, I felt a heaviness and a tinge of discomfort, but there was no pain until I went into surgery.
like you were
Then
being-
there was pain.
Right, and then
Then there was
You
pain.
didn't feel like you were being knocked out? I mean, you didn't feel the head, your eye?
Well, this,
Yeah.
it hurt for, I would say, maybe a few minutes after I got hit. Then I felt some pain, and then it went away within a couple of minutes.
Well, because of the diet.
And I had no idea I had been, hit with a crowbar on the back, and had all those bruises on my leg until several days later. Then those got very sore and started bruising.
I hope they found them and put them in jail.
Oh, no.
what about the pain since then, as far as in your job? Is there,
Only when I see the teeth, the wiring is, the whole thing moved, so it doesn't stay permanent. So these teeth will start rising up again. So I have to take them and pull them and force them back down to hold them in place. And that's painful. And the pain lasts maybe half an hour when I do it. But I just use the pain for it. Basically, I have very little pain,
good?
except when I go yanking.
You think the
It's
doctors
another
there
4
were,
weeks? You have it on that race?
I have it on for 5 weeks altogether, 4 more weeks.
you think the doctors there were very competent, like you did a good job?
Extremely. And you know what it cost me for that 2-hour dental and bone surgery? $125. Here it would cost me $30,000 to $50,000. Wow. $125.
No one should have it.
Wasn't it subsidized by the state?
No, you pay for it.
So what did you eat for the first day or 2 days afterwards?
Well, I had a Thai girlfriend, several of them, so one would take care of me at day, one would take care of me at night, and all of them. They would chop my meat up very finely and mix it with eggs, so it would just, slide down. Basically, that's what I had. And then I have several patients who live in Bangkok, and they get the raw goat's milk for me, and I get lots of coconut cream. They have all these little shops around there. They take the coconuts they drain the milk out, and then they cut them in two, and they have this grinder, and they grind the meat down into a grating, and then they have these presses that press it, and it's called roti. And, we pay a fortune. I paid, something like 50 cents for 2 kilos of this coconut cream. So I had everything I needed, and the eggs and the meat. They would come in from the, outside of the farmland with freshly butchered meat every day, grazed meat. Buy it. I'd get a kilo for something like $2.50. $4, $5 for 2.5 pounds of meat. So,
You don't chew now?
no,
So what are you still eating the same?
yep.
Grind.
Ground meat with eggs. Okay, now we're gonna get into the, any more questions about that?
How is it? So
You-
you've given up
I
on Thailand?
got this all coated with beeswax because it just ripped my lip apart. And it was already open and sores and cut from all the,
Did you give up on Thailand?
oh no, I just have to be careful.
No more cameras showing.
Not like that.
See you later.
Take care, Richard.
Anybody else?
Hey, Aajonus, did you think you were gonna die?
Not at all, I wasn't even frightened.
Wow.
Fried,
I had adrenaline rush, but I wasn't frightened.
Boy, lucky to get
Even
away.
with a crowbar, I mean, that's a heavy duty, could hit the skull.
Well, it was either crowbar or a hammer. I don't know which it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it could hit your skull, I think, something.
Well, it didn't.
Yeah,
And,
so-
I don't think about what could have happened,
Yeah, I
I
know.
just went with what happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, so close to you. Yeah.
Well, you healed amazingly, so.
Oh, incredibly. I mean, when I went in there, I had them take the stitches out of here because this was so wide open, so ripped open from being hit with a board. That, that I let them go ahead and put some stitches there just to hold it together so my guts were falling. Yeah, the membrane was falling out. And here the same thing. I mean, they hit me so hard, pushed the bone back, that they had opened a huge hole and a gash all the way through my lip. So I didn't let them sew the inside, but I let them sew the outside.
Somebody else would have been in worse damage if they didn't have this diet.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I had them take stitches out here after 2 days, and they didn't want to do it. Couldn't amaze it how quickly I was healing. They couldn't amaze it. And I didn't take any of their, they gave me all kinds of painkillers and everything. And antibiotics, and of course I didn't take anything. And they wanted to give me a tetanus, and I wouldn't let them do anything.
Did you have to fight him much to not take any of that stuff, or all you had to say was no?
No, to the tetanus, I had to say I'm allergic to it. I'll go into a coma if you give it to me. The same with antibiotics. So they didn't fight me. Because they're very aware of people with allergies. So when they came to giving me home medication, I just took it and threw it in the garbage.
Made some homeless guy happy.
Because I didn't want them to worry.
Yeah, and that's something, did you have any kind of pain formula? Like,
Oh, I made the pain formula.
Over
Well,
there?
my pain formula there was cheese and butter, which I had taken with me, and dates, and the cheese and butter and goat's milk. And that worked. Because remember, whenever the bone's involved, cheese is very important. Pull out the minerals.
I have a related question. How do you get the butter on the airplane? Do you put it through the X-ray machine?
No, what I had to do, when I'm working with any other airline all over the world, it's no problem, but it's only the American airline companies, not American Airlines, they're the worst, to get them not to scan. American Airlines, demanded, no, it was United, demanded.
Yeah.
So what I did was, I tried to smuggle it through once, and they caught me and wanted to arrest me. You're going to arrest me? And I said, you're going to arrest me for egg? Because I had a bottle of milk in one pocket, and eggs, a half a dozen eggs in one pocket.
I once have honey in my body. I like taking it.
And, they said, you tried to smuggle this? I said, you take this to court, and a jury's going to laugh you out of the courtroom because I've got a bottle of milk and 6 eggs in my pocket. And do the math on this. So they let me go. So what I did was I went back to the airline counter and I said, listen, I have to have this checked in baggage, and you need to, put it on without x-raying. So they took it through TSA. Took my letter, to TSA, TSA said, okay. They checked it, and then the airline was very nice. Their representative handed it to a guy to take it outside and hand it to me right at the gate, so I could have my food on the airline. So, I was fortunate. That was a 36-hour flight getting there.
Oh, geez.
I do just have one more question about your experience. So basically, do you recommend having health insurance for catastrophic accidents? And
Well, if you don't go through and do anything stupid like I did, then you don't have to worry about that kind of insurance. If you've got automobile insurance, that's about the only place you're going to get into a possible accident. You have to be insured.
right.
You know, so you're already insured for bodily injury there.
So basically, if I were to get really messed up, I would tell the doctors to just
Do a minimum of
do
everything.
a minimum of everything and just trust the body's innate wisdom if I'm giving it the right deal.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't let them give
And
me
call
tetanus.
Aajonus.
I wouldn't let them give me a tetanus or any shots of any kind except for the Novocaine when they were setting the bone. But while they were stitching me and everything, I wouldn't let them give me any painkillers. And they wanted to.
Must have been fun.
So because of the diet, you don't experience as much pain? Like
I
in a
guess it's
situation
because of
like
the
that?
diet, because I used to experience a lot more pain, you know, than I do now. In fact, after this, you know, job, I was waiting any moment for the pain to come on. And this happened at 2:15 in the morning, and I didn't get, the dentists weren't available until noon. Well, one dentist was available at 10 o'clock, but he wouldn't do the surgeries, it was too bad for him. So they called in a dental specialist, and he wasn't available until 1 o'clock. They told me at noon, but he didn't get there until almost 1:15 in the afternoon. So 12 hours, almost 12 hours had gone by before I went into surgery, and I still had no pain here until they started pulling. And there was pain, lots of pain, hours of pain. Okay, we'll start with Q&A. Alina, you have a question?
I got stung by a bee on my foot, I stepped on it. And
Congratulations.
I looked at your remedies, I have a reaction to it, and really it was only yesterday I was able to start walking again.
When did you get stung?
December 2nd.
Same day
Days
this
have been
happened.
flying by. Same day? Same day you got bit? Anyway, so I looked in your We Want to Live book, I looked at the remedies, and it just seemed like, I guess the things I did helped it, but it just seemed like I wish it could have went away quicker, but I guess that it was inevitable, I had to suffer a certain amount of it. I just packed it in clay and put olive oil on it. Anyhow, but do you have any other, what would you do besides those remedies that were in your book? Was
Well,
there
I
anything
would
else?
drink milk if it were available, and cheese. Any of the dairy pulls the poisons to the stomach. The American Indians used to, if they had a lactating animal around and somebody got a scorpion or a bee sting or a snake bite, they could drink the milk and the milk would draw the poisons to the stomach. Also, corn on the cob will do that to an extent.
And I did bee pollen. Is that a good idea?
That helps your nerves, but that doesn't necessarily get rid of the, but it does give your body some very finite proteins to handle the venom.
Okay.
Definitely.
And then someone told me honey, but I never did it. You know, put honey right on the foot or where you get stung. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, but I've found
just
that
stuff I
does
would
too
eat.
much.
Yeah, it's so sticky. Okay.
Good question.
Yes, can you explain the differences? I know sometimes you said to have eggs rocky style, sometimes you have them in a smoothie. Can you explain the benefits of having eggs different ways?
No.
Huh.
Yes, eggs Rocky style are very good for just about any kind of maintenance. If you're going through any kind of heavy allergies, any kind of flu, bronchitis, pneumonia, times when you can't eat other foods, emphysema, you can't breathe properly, asthma, eggs, just keep eating eggs Rocky style mainly.
What is Rocky style?
Means don't mix anything with the eggs. Did you see Rocky breaks 5 eggs into a glass and downs it?
Right.
He wipes his mouth like this, and if you don't wipe your mouth like that, it doesn't work.
All right.
And so the yolk is not even broken on that, that is just taking the yolk, everything whole?
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, is it important that the yolk isn't broken?
Well, no, it's important that you don't whip it,
Oh, okay.
because there are 3 enzymes in the egg white which prevent certain hormones that help certain diseases progress, like cancer. And if those enzymes in the egg white are whipped, they oxidize within seconds.
And so those enzymes, they do what with the hormones?
They prevent hormones that that help disease, let's say, progress, or detoxification progress. And if you don't necessarily want to progress detoxifications, like have more tumors develop, even though cancer is a good thing, it's a collection of dead cells that you're not able to dissolve and get rid of, and it's a way to contain them in a particular area. Some people don't like the idea of tumors growing in their body, whether it's beneficial or not. And if it impedes the function of the gland or esophagus or the lungs, then it's something you want to stop and arrest.
And the eggs are
The eggs will help do that.
If the whites aren't mixed into.
Right, if the egg whites are not whipped and oxidized,
just the way they are, don't mix them.
don't whip them.
So if
How
you're
how
having
many?
it-
You can have up to 30 a day.
But if we want to detox, then whip it up. Is that right? Or-
Yeah, you can do that. Or, just have it with some fruit and milk, or fruit and cream, coconut cream, that'll help you detox heavily. Just remember, anytime you put fruit with anything, it's going to be made into a soap, a solvent. Most fruit turns into alcohol in the digestive tract. Alcohol is used to utilize fat as fuel and as solvents, but mainly as solvents. Soaps dissolve toxicity in the body. So if you're mixing eggs and fruit, and cream, or coconut cream together, it's going to be helping detoxification. Make sure it's in the afternoon, not in the morning, because in the morning you want to stabilize your body, you want to think properly, you want to function well. And you get everything balanced by, 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Have your fruit meal, and then don't have it after that, because if you have it after that, you might detox during the night, and then you can't sleep, and then there's a problem. So,
Does that also promote circulation?
Hi, if I can relate.
that's all right. Teresa will collect from you, and then do we have 3 more chairs?
Got one
More
here.
chairs? There's
Two
2
over
there,
There's one here.
and there's 1 here.
There's three of them.
Oh, and there's 1 over there, too.
Why not you do it?
So,
Enzymes are in the egg white.
They'll absorb alkaline.
can I just point something back to the
Enzymes
Absorb.
We need to keep it down, everyone, please. Kathy, wait until after. Go ahead.
So if the yolk and the white aren't mixed together, you're not getting as much detox, but that is better in
Wait a
the
minute,
case of
if you don't whip it, it's a matter of oxidization. It doesn't matter if the egg yolk and the egg white are mixed together, it has nothing to do with it. It's the oxidization of the proteins and the enzymes in the egg white, which is destroyed by oxidization.
When you feed it, you feed air into it. That's oxidized.
And you were saying one of the other ways is better in the case of cancer.
If you want to prevent the cancer from progressing, then eat it without whipping your eggs, and eat them plain. But if you just want to go into detox and you don't mind your tumors developing for a while to store those dead cells, then you have, your fruit with your eggs and cream. Some kind of cream or butter or some kind of fat. Coconut cream is always your best solvent. If you take coconut cream and you put it on one of those canning jar lids, within 20-30 minutes it will turn it black. It just pulls the metal up that quickly.
Well, it actually over time, like